Yeah, that's me. Pull up to the first window. I got you. What's up? Oh, hey. Hey, oh yeah, I need like 10. I need like 10. I need like 10. Y'all need like 10?
They got 10 of them right here. They want to see you quick, man.
I got you. I got you. I let them out the car. Let them out the car. Let them out the car.
Get them out the car?
Yeah.
Hey. Hello.
Here, y'all get y'all's food, bro.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got 10, bro. Hey, hold on. I'm about to give y'all 3 more. I'm about to give y'all 3 more, all right? All right, here we go.
Hello again, my name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach, and I help organizations and investors through due diligence processes, through leadership training, and ultimately, I love to help and train individuals on finding the business principles and the activities and the things that I enjoy. And I've been looking at a lot of sports lately. The NFL training camp is on its way. We're looking at the WNBA, and there's a lot of business principles, a lot of principles for individuals in a career, a lot of wisdom that you can get. And the reason why I like sports is because it's so public. You can get a lot of information on what goes on behind the scenes because there are, day, nighttime shows talking about sports, and there's so many business principles in them. There's a lot of career principles in them, and there's not many people on YouTube that is extracting those business principles out. Before we get too far into this, I want to, if you can, follow me on LinkedIn. You could put in C Coleman Biz or C Coleman 144, I think is my title here. Yeah, C Coleman 144. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. So today we're going to talk about Shiloh Sanders, and he's a defensive back, I think a safety to be exact, and he got drafted to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm going to talk about Shiloh Sanders in another video, but one thing I can say about Deion Sanders, players on his team, his sons, is that they understand marketing, they understand business. And here is Shiloh Sanders at KFC in Tampa Bay, Florida, and I'm going to extract some of the business principles within this strategy that Shiloh Sanders is doing. And so without further ado, let's get into it.
Good job, let's get it. I always wanted to be in the back of KFC.
Okay, so to wash your hand, we did a little birthday song. So the first step, we're gonna step right.
All right, let me stop it right there. So let me go a little bit further. All right, so I come from a manufacturing background. I come from auto manufacturing, where the Japanese way of lean manufacturing, just in time, lean management, visual management is a thing. Now, I'm not a big KFC fan, but there's something here I do like, some things I don't like, but the things that I do like is that you see the numbers on the sink, you see the soap, you see everything. So this is a Kaizen. This is something where if you had no idea the processes in operation, you can kind of put things together here where, to wash your hands because you're dealing with people's food, there's a certain way to do it. So everything is labeled 1 through 5 in the order that you do it. And so I like this because this is visual management. If somebody's not doing something right and they start going out of order, you can fix it. And so the first business principle that I want you to really take from this video and to implement in your organization as business leaders, as leaders in your organizations where you're entrepreneur, is that you want to have some good leadership principles in terms of visual management. You want to have some kind of operation that is so simplified where it's plug and play, where people can come in, learn the system relatively quickly so that it saves time. Two, you can hold people accountable when somebody's not doing right because it's so visible. And in business, you want to be able to produce efficiently. You want to do the right things legally. You want to make sure that there's no issues in terms of the production. You don't want to have, flaws, or you want to have defects or anything of that nature. And the way to do that is to, one, simplify. Two, is have a solid way of producing or manufacturing that product or service where it can be repeatable. You can create that same product or service, that experience over and over and over again. And the only way to do it is to have a system that is so easy that anybody can follow. And then number three is that it cuts down on defects. It cuts down on defects because there's a simple process. But here's the nugget into it. If you don't know what you're producing, you don't know what your business is, rather, and you're still unsure, it's hard to simplify. But when you're able to simplify a process or an operation, that really shows that you understand the business that you're in. So let's continue.
That's where you're gonna let out your hand.
Okay. Oh, this is a clean KFC. You really care. All right, all the way up here and everything?
All the way up here.
Yeah, that's it.
30
The
seconds.
wrist, the hands, 30 seconds.
And after your hand is dry, you're gonna sanitize. That's the final step.
Ooh.
All right. So let me stop it right there. So as you see, he went through the process. Now, one thing that I probably would have added, before I let you know, I want you put in the comments of something that you can add to improve this process. And again, as business leaders, I'm an advisor. I work with organizations. I work with investors going through due diligence processes. So I look at operations. I look at the nuances. But what is something that you could do to add to the system to improve it? The first thing I thought about was the time. She said that you have to wash your hands for 30 seconds. And so, to hold people accountable, you have an alarm. You have, maybe the first step is, you turn on the alarm and it begins to clock down at a certain time. Maybe you start the water, you rinse your hands, you get the soap. And then after that, you push the button and it starts a clock for 30 seconds, like a timer. And when a timer goes off, then that ushers you, or it allows you to go to the next step. When I was at the Nissan factory, you had these things called poka-yokes, which means error-free. And so there was a way that you had to, there was a certain order that you had to do various steps, and you had to do it in order. And there was a system in place for you to follow, and you couldn't bypass certain steps. And so it was engineered, the processes were engineered so that you couldn't go out of order. Sometimes people think that they can do things in a different order to go faster, but it created defects. So it was engineered in a way where you couldn't make a mistake. And so a great example of a poka-yoke that you could do here is that is having it engineered to where you couldn't get a paper towel without getting squirts of soap. You couldn't turn on the water until you hit the alarm. Whatever the case might be, those are some examples. And I say this in principle, not as something that you should do at KFC. This is a fast food restaurant. You don't want to overcomplicate things. But I'm saying this in principle, in your processes and what you produce and what you manufacture. You want to create poka-yokes. You want to create error-free processes where you can eliminate the errors and the defects. So let's continue.
Oh.
Somebody come from the lobby, go to the bathroom, and then come back here, they gotta wash their hands.
Good. People don't be washing their hands.
Well, I will be watching.
Yeah.
Don't play about that here.
This is how you know somebody, how they are as a person. Do they wash their hands when nobody's looking? Most people don't. I do
Well,
though.
one thing I do, I pay attention to my team. If they go outside, they come in, and I look like this. But
You could trust me though. When nobody's looking, I always wash my hands. I promise you.
you sure?
Yes, I'm a good employee. You don't be washing your hands, do you, bro? We need to do like a living in KFC for 24 hours challenge on Twitch. That'd be funny. Are you hungry?
Not yet. You're good.
I'm hungry. I'm about to actually eat this right now. Bro, is he putting a spell on me, Dom? Look. What was just happening? I hope he was just praying for me. Well, well, well. If it isn't so. Yes, I'm at KFC. Yes, I have fried chicken. Yes, I enjoy fried chicken. You might say typical. I understand. This is my dream come true.
All right, let me stop it there. And so I want to talk about some of the things that are happening here with Shiloh Sanders and why he's at KFC. From a marketing standpoint, he's working with the local community. As you begin to see, people are out there. They're, lining up to see him. He's at the window, greeting people.
Hey, come back soon.
Here we go.
How may I help you, KFC?
He wanted for a 2-piece, $7.
He want to troll.
Listen, this ain't Popeye now. We only have to go customer service. Not Popeye.
You want to troll?
All right.
Not Popeyes.
Oh, they be asking. They be asking for y'all numbers up here.
Sometimes.
Yes.
So one thing I like about Shiloh, he's a very, you could tell he's just a good young man. Like he's an honest young man. You could tell he was brought up well, a good household, and he's very humble. Like he has some trolling tendencies. He's kind of funny, goofy, but you could tell at the heart he's a very good person. But ultimately, the business principle that I really want to get out of here is that, number one, you have to be humble. And what I mean by that is, here is Shiloh Sanders, drafted into the NFL. One, he's going to KFC and he's working. Being able to humble yourself to do things that are outside of your, I guess, let's say you are big wig in an organization, team leader. It is, and you are, you think it's beneath you to pick up trash or to do a lot of the little things. And I think it's important to create a culture that if you, as a business leader, as a leader in your organization, that if you're doing the little things, there's no excuse that everyone else shouldn't be doing the little things. And so I think that sets a great precedent. I was with an organization and I used to do those things, and it created an environment to where it created an environment where when I was out doing it, people felt bad because maybe they should have picked up the trash, or maybe they should have did some of those things. But I did it because one, it wasn't beneath me, but two, set an example. And I think leadership is about setting the right example when nobody's looking. The third thing, and this is for my business leaders out there, is that you want to understand your community. You want to understand the customers that you are that you're working with, whether your products or your services. You want to understand them. And one of the ways that you can understand them is to be able to interact with them, to talk to them, shake their hands, to serve them. Not always trying to get something from them, i.e. money, but to actually give something away, whether it's time, whether it's a conversation, a handshake, some attention here and there. I think that does a lot. And so for somebody like Shiloh Sanders, who's going as a new player to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's going to be a fan favorite. And, it's going to be something where you can imagine as things progress, no matter what, he has to produce on the field. But then two, people will start coming to the games to see him because they met him at KFC. They met him somewhere. Maybe, people getting, he begins to draw a fan base. People begin to buy his jersey. People begin to buy all of these different things, setting him up for a lot of brand deals. And maybe in the future, he's an Allstate commercial. Who knows where it might lead to? But the thing is, he's producing a way for himself where he could be the face of different brands. He can be the face of different things. And so having a media platform, being able to be a voice out in the internet, on YouTube, social media, that is very valuable in 21st century business. And so I I'm going to leave it there, but I hope you got all of the business principles out there in terms of being humble, being able to do things that's, you know, where people might think it's below you or beneath you, being able to market, being a voice of influence out in the community, in 21st century business, being able to have a process that is simplified to where anybody can do it, something that's visual management. Also thinking about how you can improve the process so that you can get rid of errors, get rid of defects. So again, my name is Christerpher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.